Well, I think that both of those fatalities have come in race conditions, and I think that horrendous, absolutely horrendous for the families, for the close and loved ones to those drivers. One of those drivers driving for a team that I had in Formula 2, and so every year safety is the top of the agenda where. You want to see improvements, and the FIA, year on year, are continually making improvements. The weather at Spa, I don't think there's a year that we've been here that it hasn't rained at some point. But I think that there is a absolute heightened spotlight on safety and runnable conditions. Now, a race is different to qualifying when you have 20 cars charging through Eau Rouge, and if there was no visibility. And I think that the race director will take the necessary precautions should that be the case. Hopefully we get a nice dry race and it won't be an issue, but I think it's something that they're acutely aware of.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we hope the right decisions are made. Turning back to your team this weekend, can you explain the gearbox change for Max? I haven't seen it in an official document yet.
Yeah. No, he will be taking it.
But he'll be taking it.
Yeah, he'll be taking it.
Was there an issue earlier on that we don't know about?
Well, he had an issue, if you recall, back in qualifying in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. And that just did a little bit of damage to the gearbox that we felt uncomfortable taking a risk on that box and extending its life. So we have to introduce another one. And whilst we didn't have to do it here, when you look at the venues coming up, we didn't want to be in Singapore saying, okay, we need to take it here. So having looked at the calendar strategically, in consultation with Max as well, said, look, we've got to introduce another one. Spa as a venue for overtaking is one of the easier circuits to be able to overtake at. So that's why we've chosen to take it this weekend.
Okay. Final one. Well, he's shown that he can win from 14th on the grid here, so 5 places back shouldn't be too much trouble, you would have thought.
You never know. There's always challenges, and I think that one of the biggest challenges this weekend will be the weather.
Okay, all right. Finally, to your young driver, what was it that Daniel Ricciardo did at the Silverstone tyre test that astonished you or made the difference? And has he got all the bad habits that maybe we saw at McLaren out of his system?
Well, I think. Firstly, I think over the last 7 months that Daniel has been working with the team, we've seen the old Daniel be rebuilt. He's been working with his former engineering team, and he's been working with the guys in the simulator, and in the virtual world, he was bang on the pace. I was very keen to see whether that was carry over into the real world, and by lap 7 or 8 of the test in Silverstone, he'd reaffirmed. With a lap that would have put him 8th on the grid at Silverstone with a significant amount more fuel in the car. So it was very clear that any bad habits had been polished up, and he was right back on form. And again, looking at his performance in the AlphaTauri last weekend, particularly when you look under the cover of it, that stint on the medium tyres was particularly impressive.